Hello everyone, my name is Lori and today I will demonstrate how to configure OAuth for EJBCA using a simple Keycloak container setup. As a prerequisite, we will need to have EJBCA up and running and Docker installed on the system. We will start Keycloak in a Docker container. The command used here is available in the EJBCA documentation on the Setting Up OAuth using Keycloak page. So, let's create and run the container. Once the container is up and running, we can then go and access the Keycloak admin console on Keycloak 8084/admin. We'll log in using the predefined credentials of admin and admin. The first thing we need to do is we need to create a new realm, which we'll name my realm. We'll also need to create a client. Make sure that the new client has OpenID Connect as client type. The client ID, well, we can set it to whatever we want, but let's name it EJBCA client and let's remember it for the future. Next. After clicking next, we also need to set and enable client authentication. And finally here we can specify the valid redirect URIs. We'll set one for the EJBCA admin web and we'll set the other one for the RA web. Because we want to be able to log in from both the admin web and the RA web. And when we log in with Keycloak then redirects us back to EJBCA. And these are going to be valid URIs to be redirected to. Let's save. Once this is done, we can then start configuring the trusted auth provider on the EJBCA side. For that, we'll go System Configuration and Add under Trusted Auth Providers. For the provider type, of course, we'll go with Keycloak. And, well, we can also name it Keycloak. When it comes to the URL, we'll just use localhost 8084 and realm name, as we set it, my realm. Audience is something that we don't have to configure here, so we'll disable the audience check. In a production environment, it's definitely strongly recommended to configure this if possible at all. The audience check verifies that the tokens that are coming in are actually meant for EJBCA. Then we'll also configure the client name, which should be equal to the client ID we set earlier on Keycloak. We set it to EJBCA client. Now, as for the client secret, we can get that under credentials and client secret. And we'll paste it here. Now, we will also add a public key. There are multiple different ways it can be done. We could use a config URL, but for this example, we'll just use, we'll just copy the key directly. So the keys can be found in Keycloak under Realm Settings and the Keys tab. There are 4 keys here. And we can pick the RSA key that's meant for signing. Let's go for the key ID first and copy paste it here. Let's also take the public key and paste that here. Upload the public key and add. Now that this is configured, we can go back to Keycloak and we can add a user because we don't have any yet. So let's create one. Test user as username. In our case, let's also set an email, because if we don't set it here, then Keycloak will prompt us to set it when we first try to log in. We might as well set it right now. Additionally, let's configure a password for the user. So just setting something simple for testing here. Doesn't have to be temporary in our case. And it's done. So that's basically all of the configuration on the Keycloak side. Still in EJBCA, we need to authorize the newly created user to be able to access EJBCA. For that, we'll go to System Functions, Roles and Access Roles. There are two predefined roles here. We could create a new one. And in most cases, you should. In our case, we'll just give the newly created user super administrator privileges. So this is obviously something that you should not do in production. When it comes to OAuth claims, we have 5 options. We have 5 claims that we can match with to authorize the user to EJBCA. We will use the subclaim. Make sure that the OAuth provider is the correct one here. In our case, we only have one, so that is simple. The subclaim value we will get from the user that we created under details, and the ID value. We'll copy it, paste it here. Now that's it. We have now configured both EJBCA and Keycloak. Now let's try logging in. Now, here we're using port 8443, which asks for client certificate, and we're authenticated using client certificate. We open EJBCA using port 8442, then it won't ask us for the client certificate in this setup, which now lets us to use Keycloak. We will enter our test user credentials that we set earlier. Sign in, and we're in. We can see welcome, first name, last name. Let's also log in to the web. Again, select the configured provider, Keycloak, and we're in. There are also useful guides in the EJBCA documentation on what needs to be done in order to enable the audience check, how to configure that when it comes to Keycloak or other identity providers. There is documentation on how to set up a service worker to periodically update the public keys in the trusted OAuth provider. So feel free to check those out. This concludes the tutorial. Thank you for watching.